all that salt, sea air, and sun makes you feel like lobster. And so, for lunch, we headed off to one of the veritable institutions of Les Îles La Madeleine, Le Factory. Le Factory is a special place. It is a fish market, a very popular fish market where people from all over come to buy their produce. It is a processing plant which deals with some astronomical numbers, and it is a restaurant. Jean-Yves Cyr, the proprietor, gave us a tour of the premises where we checked out massive quantities of seafood.
Crab's a little rarer. You don't get as much crab as lobster.
Oh, we just finished to process about 1 million pounds.
1 million pound of crab? Oh, you're lucky he wasn't here. It would be half a million.
All crab are processed here. Lobster go live.
Okay.
On the market.
Yeah. They go live on the market.
We bought 969,000 pounds of lobster too.
You bought 969 pound of lobster from the fishermen on the wharf.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a lot of demand for that.
How much?
69,000 pounds.
969,000
just said
pounds.
that, yeah.
Yeah, you missed out the thousand. And the crab, 1 million.
1 million over 1,035,000.
And it's processed, canned, or frozen and shipped all around.
The crab are in the shell for the Japanese market.
That's right, yeah.
Section.
Yeah.
It's about 2 million pounds of shellfish in nine weeks.
You must be the richest man on the island.
No, I'm working for poor fishermen.
Will ya look at all that crab? I wanted to dive in head first. This gentleman here has had 50 years experience in cooking lobster. 50 years. And believe me, after we went upstairs to the restaurant and tasted his handiwork, all that experience pays off.
Okay. All right. Then you go get the meat out, that side. Flesh. Whoa, nice cut. There. Great. Thank you. No more beating around the bush and fighting. Thank you so much. I love my job.
I love lobster so much, I followed this truckload of traps for 50 miles before I realized they were empty. Les Îles is a literal feast for the eyes as well, with dramatic seascapes and vistas around every corner. Unfortunately, I did something I shouldn't have. Before I saw the warning sign that tells us not to stand on the cliffs, I did. Apart from being very dangerous because of the erosion of the sandstone, it is pretty disrespectful. Les Îles has a very delicate environment, and we must respect it. The next stop was Le Fumoir d'Antan, where we met Benoit, a very colorful character.
That's been there since the 20th of April. They've been smoking up
Yeah,
there.
okay.
All right. How much longer will they be there?
3 months. 3 months in the smokehouse, okay?
Okay.
48 hours in the salt
Okay.
after put on the stick and smoke for 3 months.
Wow.
For original recette, okay?
Original recipes. We know we went to restaurants here
Yeah.
on the island and they all use your smoked herring.
Yeah, restaurant and
That's
store too. Right?
And sort-
3 months is a long time to cook a meal,
The
man.
smokehouse is conserved to 1 year, no refrigerator, okay? Se conserve 1 an sans la réfrigération. Donc on parle d'une méthode de conservation.
Okay. So 1 year without refrigerator. How do you say refrigeration?
So it meant that you could keep the herring for 1
On the
year
table.
without...
Oh, you can keep it for a year.
Ouais. Donc vous pouvez avancer pour voir.
Wow. How often, Benoit, would you do this? Like you'd have many smokehouses, so you'd start one smokehouse, and then say, what, a little more plus tard, 1 month later, you'd do another smokehouse? How?
No, just one production by years.
One
One
production
shot.
every year.
Because the herring is come here for... il vient frayer autour des îles de Madeleine.
Okay.
Et il est ici pendant 15 jours, 3 semaines. Après
Oh, so
ça,
the
il
herring,
repart.
the
Ouais.
herring
so
were
the
only
herring-
here for 3 weeks.
Yeah, after... Bye-bye.
After they leave.
So one time a year you make all of the herring and you smoke it, and that's how you keep it for the rest of the
Voilà.
year.
Donc, moi, je prends ce que j'ai besoin. En l'occurrence, cette année, c'est 115 000 livres qui est à notre besoin. On prend 115 000 livres, on opère et on en a pour la production pour l'année.
Okay, so 150,000 pounds.
Et d'année en année, on augmente toujours de 15 à 20
Okay.
Donc, la première année, en 96, on avait 25 000 livres de hareng. Et cette année, nous avons acheté, fumé. Et on va passer 115 000 livres.
115 million. So every year the production increases 25%.
C'est ça.
Okay, so that means business is getting better every
On
year.
a encore de la place. On va finir par le remplir. Hein?
All right.
C'est l'objectif à atteindre.
That's wonderful.
Okay, did you do it?
Oh, it's delicious, yeah.
All right.
It's amazing.
Have a taste, guys.
Voilà.
Now, yeah. That's true, eh, Dave?
Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's George Fisher, one of Canada's most renowned photographers. We caught up with him just before he took off for a bird's eye view of the island.
How many books do you have now?
I've done about 30 books around the world. But my career started here with Terre de Sable. That was the first book that I did.
So the first book you did was on houses and Île de la Madeleine.
Yeah, a general landscape type photo book. And then I did one on just houses and then one on, all different types of things, lighthouses.
What do you think that's so special about les Îles de la Madeleine? What made you fall in love with it?
Well, for me, it's been a number of things. It's just a magical place. There's always something special for me in the light that's here. As a photographer, I mean, every time I turn around, like where I'm driving, I know, I should take a photo of that. It's so special. But there are incredible sunsets here. I've never seen sunset anywhere in the world that I've gone. I haven't seen a sunset like the one that you're going to see over here. You see the full moon coming up. This red moon coming up. It's just rainbows, It's like, I see it all here. I don't have to go anywhere else. I've never seen it as good as here.
That's right, I noticed that too. What's your technique? What kind of camera do you have there?
This is my new Canon, I don't even know the mark here, EOS 1. It's a digital camera, actually. Makes a 12 megapixel shot. The reason I'm taking this up with me and not a film camera is because I can't change film up there. It'll be too hard. The last time I went up, the film was flying here. I dropped the lens. It's like, so now I chose the lens that I wanted, and I'm going to stick with that. And I could take about 400 shots with pretty high resolution.
Sounds great. So you're actually going to risk your life to go take pictures?
Yeah, that's what I do. Hey, that's what I do all the time. It's part of the fun.
It sure
It's a
is.
good way to go if you're going. So this could be an epitaph for me here, right here. So.
We hope George's epitaph will not come for a very long time. His photography is inspirational and has helped put the Magdalen Islands on the map. If you're getting the impression that we spent half of our time tasting gastronomico delights, you're quite right. For those of you with a more distinguished palate who want to be literally treated like royalty, La Table de Roi is the choice for you. The exquisite artistic creations served up by Chef Joanne Vigneault looked literally too good to eat.
Callum has already almost finished his, so it must be good. And apart from that, we haven't heard from him all through the supper.
Now I know why they call this restaurant La Table du Roi,
What does it mean in English, darling?
Table of the King.
À la table de roi. Yes.
Sonia discovered yet another artistic surprise in the ladies' room.
I love this place. It's so beautiful, isn't it? One
Sadly, we had to leave Les Îles on Tuesday night, but that Madaleno warmth and generosity came with us in the form of the crew. Early the next morning, we were enjoying a hearty ship's breakfast before landing at Chandler on the Gaspé coast. Those paparazzi are everywhere. Note the surprise on Sonia's face. We made a few stops on the coast on our way to the main tourist attraction of Gaspé, the Percé Rock. Even though the weather was inclement, there is still a major fascination to be had in gathering rocks on the seashore. The scenery on the Gaspé coast is breathtaking. Those little things moving at the bottom of your screen are people crossing over to the rock at low tide. The city of Percé is one of Quebec's most popular tourist attractions, welcoming some 500,000 tourists every summer. On the quay at Gaspé, along with our tour guides for the day, Francis and Marie, we waited for our ship to come in. We were about to board the Traversier de l'Île, which was going to take us for a close-up view at one of God's great works, the Percé Rock.
Marie, this is literally giving me shivers. It's stunning. Tell me about it.
It's always, well, it's often compared to a cathedral. It's really impressive, very spectacular. The height and the cliffs are very straight, so it's very, very spectacular.
There's millions of birds. What kind of birds do we have?
Well, we have kittiwakes on the rock, great cormorants, a lot of great black-backed gulls, small penguins also, different species of birds. We find also those birds on Bonaventure Island that we're going to see a little later on.
Wow. The archway here seems like there's a lot of rock fallen from it. Is it falling?
Well, the rock is very big. It's about 500 meters long, and it's a very, very big rock, but it loses an average of 300 tons of rock annually. So every year it gets smaller, but it's still good for about 15,000 years, according to the weight of the rock.
So for those of you who are watching this show 15,000 years from now, welcome to Archaeology Today. This is what it used to look like. And boy, did you miss something spectacular. It's a spiritual experience.
It costs about $20 for the boat ride to go around.
20 bucks, that's it?
Wow. Well, we haven't done the excursion yet.
Okay,
so,
all right.
But it's about 1 hour to 1 hour and 15 minutes by boat. And then the boat will stop at Bonaventure Island. And then you can get off on the island. It's a conservation park, a seabird sanctuary. We're going to see the birds a little later.
Wow.
Île Bonaventure Bird Sanctuary is a truly religious experience. This is how God intended nature to be.
I also heard that there's whales around here. Are we gonna see something?
Well, if we cross our fingers here to the shore, probably we can see the minke whale that we see more often around here. After we see the humpback and the fin whale, the blue whale a little farther offshore.
Wow, I sure hope so.
Although we didn't see any whales, we sure had a whale of the time. But after telling people each week not to miss the boat, we were cutting it close. So we had to rush back to Chandler to board the Vacancier once again. Back on board, we got the opportunity to visit Captain Mario Landry on the bridge.
My staff are more than 95% are from the island. We serve people from all over the world, so the comments, I would say, it's very good.
The captain did us the honor of inviting us to dine with him at the captain's table. Yet another feat of wonderful cuisine. If it keeps going like this, the cameraman's going to have to use a wide-angle lens to get us in the shot. even in the rain, Quebec is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. The historic district of Quebec City is the only walled town north of Mexico and has been a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1985. The artisans, art galleries, and craftsmen in the old town are a feast for the eyes. We strolled around La Petite Champlain, visited the wood carvers and the painters. La Petite Champlain is the oldest street in North America. The world-famous Place Royale is a beautiful lesson in history. It is literally like stepping back in time. We'd been hearing about the glassblower in Quebec's old city for years. We finally got to visit. It is a fascinating education in the age-old craft of glassblowing, and we got a personal demonstration from the beginning to the end. Well, it blew me away. The result? Exquisite. We took the telepheric railway from the lower town to the upper town and took a tour of many more beautiful and historic buildings. The National Assembly, the seat of government in Quebec, the Chateau Frontenac, and walked in the rain all the way up to the Citadel and the Plains of Abraham. From here, you get an unparalleled view of the St. Lawrence River and Levy. Callum was not too impressed with the walk.
What's wrong with me? I'm just like a man on a fuzz tree. First thing about just swallows a bug. I'm in love. Animals just go. Hey, hey, hey,
It was still raining as we reboarded CTMA's Vacanciers in Quebec City en route for Montreal to end this wonderful one-week-long cruise. The rain reflected the mood of the passengers as we realized that this wonderful adventure was coming to a close. But the places that we had been, and the people that we had met, and the experiences that we had had will create memories that we will all cherish for the rest of our lives.
Bergère glacée, infinie.